Hello everyone. In this video, we will look at the consolidation feature of Microsoft Excel. Consolidation means you will combine data from multiple sheets into one sheet to make that final report to be able to analyze the data from all the sheets, right? So like the name suggests, we will consolidate the data from multiple sheets and put it into one sheet. While we do that, we can also decide whether we wish to do a sum or a count or an average and some of the other operations. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what the feature has to offer. Yeah. I am on this sheet that goes by the name final report. Okay, so here is where I will build my final report. Okay, and on the left hand side of this sheet there are 4 other sheets given to me. Yeah, let's look at this mobile store sheet first. I've been given data of various brands, okay, and their sales figures for the 3 months, okay, Jan, Feb, March, right? Now this person has kept BlackBerry on top. Okay, let's look at the next sheet, Chroma. All right, so Chroma, the fellow from Chroma, okay, likes to do a sorting, A to Z sorting perhaps, yeah, and that's why he has kept Apple on top, and then B, and then M, and then S, right? But he also has given the data of Jan, Feb, March, same months that the mobile store fellow has given to us, right? And then there is Hypercity, right? It's the same number of months, right? And more or less same products, right? We also have City Center, where you will see that there is Sony appearing at the end. Okay, now please notice here that this fellow from City Center, maybe his performance for the month of March was not great, and hence he has decided to not give us the data of March, but he has given for April. If you look at the other sheets, Hypercity is Jan, Feb, March, Chroma is again Jan, Feb, March, mobile store is Jan, Feb, March. It's only the City Center fellow who is giving us the data of Jan, Feb, and April, right? Also notice here that there is Sony, okay, which he has given to us, right? If you look at the other sheets, there is no Sony. Yeah, look at the other sheets, right? So the data given in all the sheets is more or less the same. The format is same. Yeah, that's important for consolidation, right? It's not the number of columns and the number of rows really. It's the format, right? So on the left hand side, that is in the first column of all the sheets, I have been given various products, various brands, okay, and in the form of the row, the very first row, the months have been given to me. Yeah. Okay, so let's see how we can compile a final report of all these 4 sheets. I have come to this final report sheet. Let's keep the cursor on any cell of our choice, right? I can click on data. Okay, this data tab is a very important tab in the ribbon of Excel, because it's got wonderful features like sorting, filtering, advanced filtering, text to columns, validation, remove duplicates, a lot of them, and of course this consolidation as well, right? Okay, so I click on data, I click on consolidate. Okay, now it asks me what function I would like to perform. It shows sum, and yes, I would like to keep it to sum. However, let's notice here that there are some other operations also possible, but yeah, I'm interested in doing a summation of all Blackberries, all Micromaxes, all Sonys, and so on, right, for each of the months. So yep, I will keep it to sum. Now it says reference. Okay, so now I will one by one add all the 4 sheets under the field that says reference. Okay, so I click on mobile store. Okay, click on mobile store. I'm navigating to the mobile store sheet. I keep my cursor on the very first cell, that is product. Okay, and then simple Control Shift right, Control Shift down. I can keep the Control and Shift key pressed, and then do the right arrow, down arrow. That's it. I'm able to select the whole data, and I can say add. Okay, I don't really have to do a browse here. I can just do add, and I'm able to see that the mobile store's data has been added under the all references section. Okay, let's move to the next sheet now. So mobile store is done. Let's do a quick control page down. Okay, in some laptops it'll be control function and page down. So I am able to navigate to the next worksheet. That's Chroma. Again, I will keep my cursor on the very first cell, that is product. Okay, control shift right, control shift down, and then add. Okay, so I can now see under the all references that even the Chroma has been added. Okay, I can again do the control page down to come to the next sheet, which is Hypercity. Let's not forget to click on the cell that is the very first one, product, and control shift right, control shift down, add. Okay, and finally let's go to City Center. I can also use the mouse if all the sheets are in linear order. If they've been arranged back to back, I can use the mouse to simply move to the next worksheet, or else I can do control page down or control function page down in some laptops. Notice here that in this case, because I used my mouse to navigate to the last sheet, I am able to see a selection stamp, a dotted line. That's a selection stamp of the previous sheet, right? But I will not really care about it. I will keep my cursor on the product. Okay, control shift right, control shift down, and that's it, add. And in this fashion I can keep on adding multiple sheets. Okay, for now I only have 4 sheets, so I will stay with that. Okay, before I hit this final OK button, okay, to get the final report, let's look at these 3 tick marks. Okay, we will look at them. We'll see whether we need to apply those tick marks or not. Okay, first it says use the labels in. Obviously I would like to have the Jan, Feb, March displayed in my final report as the column headers. So yes, I will tick mark on top row. Okay, I also want to include the brand names in my leftmost column of the final report. So yes, left column. Yeah, so I'm trying to tell Excel that, hey Excel, pick up the data which is given in the first row and the first column of each sheet, right? And that has to be my labels, right, in the final report. Okay, and then there is this tick mark here, which is create links to source data. I will apply that tick mark. Okay, but that's completely the user's choice, because sometimes you will first of all, let's understand that this create links to source data is nothing to do with has got nothing to do with your hyperlinks. Okay, so it is not really going to take you to that specific sheet. Okay, the create links to source data means that if there's any change in one of the sheets, as in mobile store or Chroma or Hypercity or City Center, if there's any change whatsoever, I mean to the numbers, okay, the figures there, okay, automatically that change will reflect in your final report. If you want that to happen, please ensure that the tick mark for create links to source data is kept. Okay, otherwise you can simply uncheck that. Okay, but I'll keep it. All right, I will apply that tick mark, and that's it. Finally, I will hit this OK. So let's click on OK, and there you go. My final report has been generated. Now, please notice here that there is this extra column that has been prepared, right, between the Jan and the names of the brands. There is this D column. Okay, you might feel that it's a blank column. Well, it's not really a blank column. The benefit of this column is, okay, let's take an example. My boss wants to know 1058 for Samsung is an addition of what all numbers, right? The final report only tells me that Samsung's sales figure was 1058 for the month of Jan. Okay, but he would now like to see a proper breakup. Okay, so I can click on this plus arrow. Okay, this is this plus symbol. Okay, it's the expand and collapse feature that has been given to us here, right? So I can click on plus, and you will notice that 1058 is an addition of these four numbers, right? So the blank column actually displays the name of the file, right? Not the sheet, it's the file. All right. Now, if you would like to know whose contribution was 282 and whose contribution was 149, you will have to do it one by one. I can simply keep my selection on that cell. So for example, let's keep my selection on the cell that says 282, and right in the formula bar, I'm able to see it is coming from city center. Okay. If I do not wish to go to the formula bar, I can simply press F2. In some laptops, it will be function plus F2, and here also it says city center. It also tells you the B15 cell of city center. Okay, so I can keep on doing F2, or I can keep on watching in the formula bar. Okay, once I have expanded the entire data. Okay, if I now wish to collapse, I can simply just press this minus sign, yeah, on the extreme left hand side. Yeah, that's it. My collapsed report is again in front of my eyes. Okay, so that's what your consolidation does. Now we had observed that in one of the sheets March was given. Yeah, because of that your Excel has prepared a separate column there. As soon as it sees a spelling difference, it creates a separate column. Same goes for the brands as well. Sony was appearing in just one of the sheets, so it's been kept as a separate row. Yeah, all others have been properly added because we chose the function as sum. Okay, this blank column can obviously be hidden or deleted if you do not wish to have it available here, but please notice the blank column will only come into the picture when you have expanded one of these brands from the extreme left hand side. Okay, now let's also observe that the BlackBerry is appearing twice. Yeah, it has got nothing to do with the arrangement. Yeah, if you remember, before we did the consolidation, I had highlighted one point stating that in the very first sheet, the mobile store sheet, BlackBerry is on top, while in the Chroma sheet, Apple is on top. So the sorting has got nothing to do with the double appearance of BlackBerry. Okay, the reason is, let's quickly go to one of the sheets. So let's go to the Hypercity sheet actually. Okay, in the Hypercity sheet, I come to this BlackBerry. Okay, the cell that contains BlackBerry. I will press F2 here. Okay, I'm about to press F2. Okay, or function F2 in some of the laptops, and you will notice that there is a space after BlackBerry. Right, so the space after BlackBerry means there is a spelling mistake. I mean a difference in the spelling. Yeah, and hence there is this separate row which is prepared for BlackBerry space. Yeah, so please understand, I did iterate this in one of the earlier modules as well. Spellings are very critical in Excel. The case is not important, but the spellings definitely are. Okay, now friends, let's just remove the space. Okay, so I come to this BlackBerry, I remove the space by hitting the backspace key on my keyboard. So there's no space now. This BlackBerry is spelt exactly as the BlackBerry in City Center or any other sheet. Okay, now let's go to the final report. Okay, I had purposely induced a space in the BlackBerry of one of the sheets just to highlight the importance of spellings in Excel. Even a space can make a huge difference. All right. Okay, now in spite of making the change there, that is in spite of removing the space, you can see in the final report there is absolutely no change that has happened. Yeah, it shows the same report. Yeah, the first thing that may now come to your mind is refresh. Okay, but no, there is no refresh in consolidation. Okay, you cannot refresh, although you do have the command of refresh here in the data tab. It's not meant for consolidation. Okay, what we will now have to do is we will have to regenerate this report. Okay, before we regenerate this report, let's also understand, let's also revisit the fact that we had applied a tick mark on the create links to source data, right? When we did the tick mark on create links to source data, I had mentioned that any change in one of those 4 sheets will automatically reflect here. But please notice it has not happened. Okay, kindly note here that this tick mark, this create links to source data tick mark, is only meant for the values and not for the row, not for the data which is present in the first column or the first row. It's only meant for numeric values, not for text or for alphanumeric. Okay, hence in spite of applying this tick mark, the BlackBerry has not refreshed. Hence we will have to redo this. So let's come down. Okay, I'll keep the same sheet. I will not I will not use another sheet, so I'll do it here itself, but just ensure that I come some rows down. Okay, data, consolidate, and you will notice that because I've not changed my sheet, I'm still doing this second round of the final report in the same sheet. My Excel has already displayed the sheets here. We had added all these sheets when we made the report for the first time, and they are still appearing here, which means if I decide to make my report again, the consolidated report again, I don't really have to keep on adding all the sheets one more time. Yeah, they're still there. All I need to do now is I just need to simply hit OK. Yeah, I'll just click OK. Yeah, I've made the change there for the BlackBerry. I'm about to hit OK, and there you go. This time I get the report again with just one instance of BlackBerry. Okay, so that's what we need to keep in mind, that the spaces do matter. All right, let's also see the significance of that tick mark which we had applied on create links to source data. It's meant for numbers only, like I said earlier. So let's just check. Okay, currently this Apple is showing at 986 for the month of Jan. So from all the sheets, the total of Jan in Apple is 986. Okay, so let's come to one of the sheets now. Let's come to maybe Chroma. Okay, so I come to Chroma. It says 469. Let's make it 473. Okay, just making a small change, okay, in the number. All right, and I will now go to my final report after making the change in the Chroma. Right, so let's navigate to the final report, and like you can very evidently see, the figure has already changed to 990. I did not even have to do a refresh. Okay, the figure is changed. Right, so this is the feature called consolidation. You can do addition or counting of the data from multiple sheets into one single sheet, provided the format of the data given in all the sheets is same. And we also saw that it can also give us the breakup when we do the expand and collapse from the left hand side. And yes, the spellings are important.